What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a in-depth tutorial slash tips and tricks on Black Ops sniping. So first off, I just want to kind of talk about sniping in Black Ops and how it's kind of been misunderstood for the most part. Because of JD 2020, who said that quickscoping was cheap and all that stuff, which you guys already know about, but he really tried to make it a lot less. He made it a lot harder for people to do this. But still, people are saying, oh, you can't do any of this, you can't quickscope, you can't snipe anymore, it's dead. But it's definitely not, because today I'm going to show you, it's not as difficult as it seems, especially if you follow like these tips. So the first thing you'll notice in Black Ops sniping is it's clunky and slow, and that's kind of what I notice about all same with World at War. It's just kind of a little bit clunkier, and it's slower to reload, and you feel like the sniper rifle's heavier in this game. But still, you can still quickscope and everything like that. It's just a lot harder, and you have to hit your first shot every time, because you're probably gonna die, especially if you're quickscoping. So let's first start off with the class setup. I'll show you guys what I usually use, and then I can show you guys some other ways or other options you can go. So this is my main class right here, and my primary. Let's talk about snipers. Now there are 4 different sniper rifles that Treyarch has given us. The first one, I just have never liked the Dragunov. I just never really liked that. If you're into automatic sniper rifles, I still wouldn't go for it. The WA-2000 outclasses it in every aspect. But if you're going to choose a sniper rifle, I'd either choose between either this one, the PSG-1, or the L96A1, just because the PSG-1 I tend to get less hit markers with than the WA-2000 if you're into the automatic snipers, but I'll always go with the L96A1 just because I'm more of a bolt action guy, and it will get one-shots all the time from the chest up. As with the others, you have a chance to get a one-shot, but it's not always guaranteed. So now that we got the guns down, let's talk about the secondaries. Now, secondaries in this game are really not that good, and they're not going to be like Modern Warfare 2 where you can use them as a primary. Secondary, I usually go with the Python with the attachment of Speed Reloader. And this is because every time I miss a quick scope or I get a hit marker, I want to be able to pull out a pistol and finish them off quick, reload, and get back in the action. And this is the best gun to do that with. So that's basically secondary. Now let's go to this stuff. This stuff really isn't that important, and it's kind of your preference. So don't worry about it. Concussion grenade is generally better if you're quick scoping, and flash is better if you're going to be hard scoping. And then claymores regardless of what you're doing, just because they're overpowered. Now, perk 1 is a bit of an option you have. You can go with ghost or lightweight. It really doesn't matter. But I usually choose lightweight just because I can move around a little bit faster and I don't really care about being seen. Perk 2 is kind of a standoff between steady aim and sleight of hand. Now, steady aim pro, well, the reason I like this is because no scoping is a lot easier, and if you aim down sights after sprinting, you recover from you aim faster after sprinting and recover quickly from knife lunges, which is really helpful, especially when you miss a shot and then you miss a knife and the other guy misses. It seems like that happens a lot in this game, so it's nice to get the upper hand advantage, and plus no scoping too really helps. Sleight of hand pro is also good, but it doesn't really help sniper rifles that much other than reloading, so I really would not choose this option because you can always go with extended mags and not to reload. So that's another thing. For your primary attachment, I'd go with extended mags. You hear a lot about the variable zoom, but honestly I just feel like I have more success with the normal scope and extended mags. So let's go to perk 3 now. This really isn't that big of a deal. I'd go with Marathon Pro if you have it, but since I don't have Marathon Pro, I like Ninja. A lot of people say that Ninja isn't effective in this game, but I tend to disagree because I find myself noticing like footsteps, not really footsteps, but noises that I can pick up, and then you can kind of hear where the enemy's coming from and where they're spawning. So yes, it is very useful. So to the people who say that it's not useful at all, it's very useful. So, and then, Marathon. If you're going to be jumping off of buildings, you want to have that. And that's pretty much it for class setup. So now I'm going to go into a private match and kind of show you guys some tips and tricks that I really picked up on when I was playing it. So I'll see you guys once I get in the game. So I got into the private match, and I want to show you guys some tips and tricks when I snipe. Now the first one I use a lot because you're going to be doing a lot of hard scoping in this game. I mean, if you want to run it on quick scope all game, that's fine with me, but I just don't think that's what a sniper is about. So a lot of times you're not going to want a quick scope, especially if they're long range. So that's the time when you want to hold down your breath, and aim down the sights. And a lot of times you're going to miss the first shot. And that's just because the way the sniper is set up is that when you aim really quick and shoot, a lot of times it doesn't hit where you want it to. So I'm going to show you an example here. I aim down the sights, I shoot, but I don't hit him. Now instead of doing this and holding my scope in and waiting for him, I always get out of my scope when I shoot. So I'll shoot, let it go back in, then go back in. And this is because a lot of times the recoil of this gun is unpredictable. So it's hard to set up your second shot because the recoil is a lot longer than I'm used to. So it's a lot easier to just zoom out, reload, then zoom back in and shoot. So always make sure you do that. The next step, or the next tip I have is always double Y if you need to get out of your reload, because this game the reload takes a long time, and a lot of times you're going to be finding yourself, if there's a guy right there and I shoot him, I miss, and I reload but he pops behind, I can double Y, and if he pops out again I can shoot him. So if I shoot, I'm reloading, he pops out, I can double Y, zoom back in and shoot him. And that comes in handy a lot because they'll predict your reload and they'll come rush you, and that's when you want to be able to double Y. So now that you have those two tips, one of the final tips I want to tell you is just use your pistol and hold your breath. So a lot of the times people will try to go for the second quick scope, and this has been true for every Call of Duty game, but this game it's a lot more evident that you need to use your pistol, because if you miss a quick scope, you need to pull out your gun right away, because you're not really going to have a chance, because they're going to be spraying bullets at you by the time you miss. So always just pull it out and shoot. That's why I love this pistol, because it usually can take them out if I get a hit marker. And you'll be getting a lot of hit markers in this game just because the quick scoping the bullet tends to go randomly, so you'll end up hitting them in the leg and just need to finish them off with your gun. And then another tip, my final tip is just hold your breath. And this might seem silly even if you're quick scoping to hold your breath, but that just because you're quick scoping doesn't mean you can hold down the hold your breath button. Or on Xbox, I think it's just the left analog click down or something, or the right. Sorry, I don't play Xbox, I don't know. But even if you're quick scoping, hold it in. I've noticed that it makes your shot more accurate if you hold it in than if you just do this, because then it goes random. So whenever you're quick scoping, just hold in the shift button, even if you're not even putting the scope in for a long time, because it will make your shot a lot more accurate. And then one last tip. I know I said that was my last one, but I have one more for you. I'm gonna die. I have running out of bullets here, which kind of sucks, but hopefully I can do this in 2 shots. So my final tip is when you no scope, this is always better than that. It may not look like it, but I'm telling you, I've known from experience of no scoping that in this game, if you just slightly scope like that, it's a lot better than if you just, here, hold on, I'm going to show you guys again. I'll just get more ammo. Alright, I'll show you guys again. This, let me do it from farther range. This is always going to be more accurate than that, because it's just the way the game is. So always, even if you can't fully quickscope, just remember to just kind of pop it in like that, because the bullet a lot of times will go right where your scope's going, and then a lot of times it won't because Striker's stupid. But so anyway, those are my tips and tricks for Black Ops. I hope you enjoyed. Please rate, comment, and subscribe, and all that other stuff. And I'm not even sure if you can rate the videos anymore, so whatever you do, like them or whatever. So I'll see you guys next time. This has been Minty Fresh. Peace.